Well, Australia make 286 on day one of the second test match against the West Indies, and that is the story of the day. Although, is it? Because it feels like we're on the cliff edge the entire time, Pezza. We're on the cliff edge, we're on the cliff face, we're staring at the cliff face, and we're thinking, is this what the future looks like? And then someone sorts it out. Now, is that because the team is quite good and winning away from home is hard? Or do I want to kill everyone, including the entire 11?
Mate, I think it's all of it. Because, like, to me, 286 feels like heaps.
Yeah.
Was that it? 286?
286, yep.
Yeah, it feels like heaps. But also, and it feels like 100 more than last time. So it feels like improvement.
Yeah.
But also, you're watching it against the backdrop of, Shubman Gill making 570. And Stokes conjuring a way to chase it.
Yeah.
So, life is relative.
Yeah.
Australia in deep trouble here. In terms of the English perspective, Australia is in massive trouble. We are going to... I did speak to a very, very senior journo, a very senior journalist and presenter, and I won't name them, who said inexplicably that England would start the Ashes favourites. That's where we're at. And days like today, depending on your perspective, they don't help.
Yeah.
They don't help.
Yeah.
But my personal view is 286 is good.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and you're away, and you're just trying to get some guys going, and let's get into it.
Yeah. So context of this is that it's past midnight now, and we are back from our live show with Jimmy Anderson. So we've already done a live show, and now we're back here at the hotel doing this. So
and we watched the game.
Sorry for the value is my point.
Yeah.
But watch every ball when we're on stage. So my first point here is Grenada looks beautiful.
Grenada is a place in Spain, and it's also a TV channel in England.
I got it. Okay.
As Sir James Anderson explained at the intermission.
I just call him Jim, but
nice.
He's close.
Of course,
So Grenada, God, it looks beautiful. Also the
Spice Island.
Also,
it's a Spice Island, and they love their nutmeg there. That's true.
As in, kicking a soccer ball between
legs.
They
love their nutmeg, and they love they love their megs, and they love their Chem and Mao. No, they do. They love Chem and Mao, and they love their Chinese flags.
Are you talking about ginger megs? now there's a character.
Ginger megs. Fucking hell, put him in DCM and spray it about.
Mount Rushmore.
Mate, ginger megs. There's some stories.
So also at this stadium, there's been no cricket for 12 months. And the average score, according to Ganga at the toss,
Darren,
DG, said the average score is 278 in the first innings. 278 in the first innings. So Australia 8 runs over. They'll never have to bat again in the series. I'm not sure how it's going to work out just yet. Now, apparently, in the second innings, it's 80 runs more. So it does flatten out. But Pat Cummins said they reckon it's going to be the best time to bat in the first innings.
Yeah, he also said he has no idea what the deck's going to do. So all good.
Mate, the last test match, they haven't played there in a decade. This test match, no one knows what's going on.
I've got to say.
No one knows anything.
I love it. Again, the context is over here in England, every single English person will want to explain to you why the method of Bazball is great and what you've got to understand about the way cricket should work. Exactly. And then it's really nice to just look at it from Birmingham, and you look at your captain Cummins, who's lost his cap. It's been stolen. Let's be clear. And he's wearing his old cap, and he's like, I don't know what the deck's going to do. It's a nice thing.
Yeah. 100 tests for Craig Braithwaite. He's a 10th.
Craig.
He's a 10th to do that.
Yeah. And what is the average? 32.
All the best.
With the blade.
First of that since Chris Gale.
Is it the worst?
Will there be another to get 100 test matches for the Windies?
I love talking about that.
2014 a day, but he's played 90 consecutive test matches. That's the West Indies record, beating Sir Garfield Sober's 85. So Smith was in for Inglis. West Indies dropped their vice-captain and only spinner, Warrican. So Anderson Phillip played instead. It's his third test match, first since 2022. Yeah. No specialist spinner.
Nice. Jimmy Razzie. Yeah.
Australian win the toss and they bat, and it starts off pretty well. I think it was 47 for no loss in the opening hour or so.
47 for no loss. It was 5-0 Ashes are back on.
Yes, it was.
They're back.
It looked pretty good.
I thought the boys looked good during that.
Yeah.
I'm actually taking it.
Yeah.
Okay, 3 wickets and 3 overs after that, but I'm taking
3
it.
for 3. 3 for 3 in a matter of
but
balls.
I am taking it.
So Constance hooked a West Indian cricketer for 4 for first ball. Then he punched him down the ground. I thought he looked definitive. He looked sure. He looked fleet of foot. He looked positive. And then he played a horrible shot to get out.
Yeah. If you bowled him a good ball, he didn't. He didn't look as good.
He didn't look as good. Yeah.
But if you bowled him a shit ball, he was good.
Yeah. Khawaja getting out LBW to Azari Joseph around the wicket. So in the last 20 times he's been dismissed from seamers, 15 of those have been around the wicket. It seems like international players have figured it out. And that's before we get to Steve Smith playing just a kind of a bad shot. You know, it's a top edge. It's not a great ball. It's a top edge. Caught it fine leg. Sorry, between the
long leg. I call that.
Long leg. Yeah. So between the inevitable around the wicket for Khawaja, the looseness of Constance trying to figure out his brain, and a pretty ordinary shot from Steve Smith, all of a sudden Australia are 50 for 3, and it's all happening all over again. And I fucking hate all of them. For 5 minutes, just for 5 minutes.
I thought I'm happy with Constance's improvement in this. I thought he looked assured, and I saw something in it. So play on for me.
Okay.
Khawaja is I can't watch the guy play and like avoid the thought that he's nearly 40, and that good balls get 40-year-olds out. And I know he's pushing 40. He's not quite. There's a 3 in front of it. We've all been there, and we're all there.
He's 39 till he's 40.
But we need this it's happening. The thing that happens to the guys that age is happening. Yeah. And he's a wonderful player, and all the caveats exist, and a person, wonderful person, and we know about him.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're putting him in the category, but we do know about him, and he's adjacent to that.
He's a big kneecap guy.
So
that's so.
It is worth saying. 2 tests into a 3-test series when Australians are asleep, and worrying about Michael Voss and Port Adelaide and Penny Wong, etc.
Yes.
We know about Penny Wong. Yeah. Well, do we? Actually, I don't think we do. He's a massive. They have banked on Khawaja as the fulcrum of the Australian top order, and he's nearly 40, and good balls get the guy out.
Yeah, and that is the thing that I feel like with
I actually
Khawaja.
feel like it's not his fault.
So when I watch the ball that gets him out today, it's a good ball. It's an umpire's call. It happened to him in the first Test match as well, and it's just like opening bowlers in Test match cricket are going to bowl good balls, especially on decks which are conducive to assistance with seamers,
which the Aussies will need against England this Ashes.
And he is consistently getting out to good balls, and it's I wonder at what point you're maybe someone could negate the good balls a little bit better,
That's what good openers do.
Yeah, exactly.
But every single time we just say, well, he got a good ball. He got Bumrah, you leave it alone.
Yeah.
He got Shamar Joseph, you leave it alone. When do you just go, well, it's just fast balls coming in at a guy, who is old.
Yeah. Mate, I actually don't know anyone in world cricket as a left-hander that's been able to negate right armers around the wicket going in and then seaming away. But it just feels like it's now both sides of the bat with Usman, and
he's hanging on the back foot deluxe.
Yeah, I know. And I actually noticed this in the first session as well. Every Australian batter from Green to Usman to Marnus, they've somehow they shrink their bodies. It might be a factor of them playing on these really difficult decks
all the time,
and all the time where they are so within the confines of their own shoulders that they are petrified of anything pitching in and around the stumps, which was anyone who's played third grade's entire career. They're hunched over, they're narrow. Yep. There's no fluidity. They're scared of anything outside the body, and it's because the ball is fucking decking around everywhere and it's moving around. So if I'm Usman, I'm boys, you face that. And I'm like, first of all, I'm 6 months older than you. So so we're the same age, it's like where it looks hard and also an issue is that like no one's playing at the moment in Australia that could like fill the shoes.
Yeah.
And Marcus Harris is batting 6 in county twos and, Bancroft's probably done his dash, unfortunately for him, probably. So like there's no obvious replacement right now, but when you look at it, it's like how many times can you just say it's just a good ball and you can't do anything about it? The Australian cricket team, this is one of the great things about the team and why we're always near enough very good, is because we're never impressed. Our team is never impressed. Now, the country that we're in now are very impressed at the slightest thing. That's like a very big cultural difference. And so that excellence actually strives us forward. So like when you look at someone being like, Usman is just getting consistently very good balls. Is there someone that can handle that better?
Or is it too late? Is it too late? Because if you bring someone in now for the Ashes with decks that are juiced up, are they just going to struggle the same way that Usman might have, but he might just do a little bit better?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm like McSweeney, for instance, I'm like, I did get boomered. Like that is the hardest test in like maybe cricket history, or certainly the last like couple of decades. Could he be doing? I don't know. Like you start looking for answers that might not even be there. I'm not even sure, but and then you get to Cameron Green, I actually thought Cameron Green in the second innings of the first Test match looked really positive. I thought he looked more assertive. I thought he was a little bit closer to the skinhead leather jacket.
Interesting.
Dressing room destroying batter that we've craved.
That he will get there.
He will get there eventually. He might be 45 by the time he does, but we know about genetic freaks.
He'll get there soon enough.
I thought he looked pretty good again today until he didn't, and like, does this happen in international cricket where guys like they can do it until they can't? Like, does that make sense? Like,
did he survive?
They get out easy.
Did he survive to that point, or did he improve?
When I was watching, I was like, it looks good. He's driving. He pulled well. He drove down the ground well. He was more assured of his off stump until the last over before lunch, and it's like now you're nervous.
Yeah, and he did it twice as well. Got dropped, and then
it's frustrating. So in Australia, you go into lunch four for 90 something, and then after when Travis Head gets out for lunch, they're 5 for 110, and then we'll get into Slug and Carey. Alex Carey's in the best moment of his career, no question about that. Bo Webster continues to be the player that I think we wish Cameron Green was.
Why is it that this guy is like literally performing the best role that you can at number 6, like on par with world-class players forever, and it will be him whose position is up for grabs during the Ashes? How do we agree to 6? What does it say about Australian cricket culture that will be the situation?
Yeah.
Alex Carey, like wonderful. What is it? 63 or 80 or
yes,
something like that?
He lived a bit of a charmed life. Like there was a couple of drops.
That's how he does it. Can I, at this point, by the way, shout out, and I know we've done it before, but Pete Lawler's report after today is incredible. The way he goes into Alex Carey's change in his career, the way he went to the MLC, changed his technique, and he's come back and gone into. I don't want to spoil it, but just said like I don't even watch the scoreboard anymore. I just come in and just see like play it as I see it. See ball, hit ball, I guess, but like
that's the MLC Centre in Sydney.
Exactly, MLC. It's the second tallest building after the Centrepoint Tower.
He went to the MLC Centre at lunchtime.
Exactly,
at his
level
corporate
37.
job.
Actually, NRL Stats was up there. I did a job there for 3 weeks, and I left because it was $10 an hour. Shout out Andrew Mufriage. $10 an hour, incredible. Even in 2003.
And Kez was there, and he sorted his game out.
Exactly.
He fell in the pool, went to the MLC Centre, popped in there for lunch. And NRL 360's up there all of a sudden. And there's
NRL 360's up there, yeah.
There's both an answer, and there's Buzz.
Yeah. There was no studio where I was, believe me. We were in a closet. We were. But David Middleton gave me a job. Anyway.
Stats Guru. Hey, Guru.
How are you, Guru?
Yeah, what are we talking about?
Kerry. No,
Yeah.
Cricket et al. Cricket et al. If you
Yeah,
actually
right.
want like day by day match reports, cricketetal.com.
Yeah.
Sign up, independent media.
Yeah.
Palestine Pete, of course, we know what he's about. It will offend some, but otherwise,
And that offsets Gideon.
Well, yeah. I mean, you got Palestine Pete one side, Gideon the other side, and they're friends, and it works out.
So-
Turns out life is grey and nuanced. That's the fact. That's a fact of life.
Yeah. So Kerry batted well.
Yeah, Kerry was good.
Yeah.
Kerry was
And-
good.
and-
And Slug was doing.
Mate,
his
what
thing.
does Bo Webster average now? It won't have changed on this on the website that I'm on.
What did he finish with?
Which is
60?
OnlyFans. He finished 60. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he averages. He averages 43 before the test.
It was
match.
43, and then he's hit 60.
Trent,
So
can you find? Can you find
that's
a
big.
live? He averages
45.
He averages 45. Well, how do we get Greeny there? How do we get Greeny in there?
How about you? Green to 6,
Yeah, mate. This is like.
and we get McSweeney back in.
I mean, this is like just another stunning contribution from Bo Webster without like the. So Cam Greeny's got the 170 in New Zealand. He's got 100 in Ahmedabad on the flattest fucking bit of timber of all time, but it's 100 in India. So he's got that monkey off the back.
He's got the gorilla off the back.
Has he got another 100 somewhere? Cam Green.
Yeah, Christchurch, 174.
Yeah. Is there something else apart from that? I guess
No,
he's
that's
got-
it.
I think he's
No,
got
that-
quickies
that-
things.
that's
So-
it. That's
okay,
it.
so but those are like two enormous things, and like Bo
Yeah.
Webster hasn't got that yet, but
Yeah.
he's also like won
Yeah.
games by contributing
Yeah.
in the exact
So,
role that you want.
Cam
him.
Green's not 3. He's not 6.
Yeah.
He's sort of 4, but Steve Smith's there.
Yeah.
And Travis had his 5. So what number is he?
It's like because Australia's like winning games of cricket like it's 1997.
Yeah.
And again, like I just think like everything compares to the biggest rival, which is just England, and they're playing cricket so differently. I wouldn't say better. It's just differently. Like I think England are playing good cricket in moments, but like you just compare it to that way, and like the noise coming from that fan group, it's like you sort of compare it that way. And Jesus, Australia win a lot of games for a team that's going to lose the Ashes 5-0 at home. You know,
yeah.
like that is
What are
that
they?
is
5
surprising.
from 6? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that is surprising. Anyway, so look, Australia scraped to 286. A scrape is that harsh? I don't know. They just make 286, and like as we said before, that's 8 runs over the average score in the first
We'll
innings.
see.
Is that a good
I've got
score?
a feeling it's good.
I got a
I've got
feeling that that's
it's over in 3 days, and it's good.
Yeah. So Australia did not get a chance to bowl at the West Indies tonight because of the bad light, of course. But 286 feels like a good score. Now, when I was watching the first,
So does that mean our batters are good? No, it doesn't.
yeah, because unless someone's scoring bulk hundreds, like again, you look at India, like Shubman Gill 280. A 270, Jadeja 80, Jaiswal 80. Last game, 500's being scored from India. England win the game, but they like the wickets are so different. Like this wicket is exciting and the game's moving fast and like
Bit of pace as well.
like Azari
compared to
Joseph was excellent in this game.
Barbados,
Four for 70.
Yeah, what do Windies
4 for
do?
60.
Yeah.
4 for
okay.
60, Azari Joseph. Yeah, so that's good.
Yeah. I don't know. 280 feels good.
So we're going to win.
Should we go to Ask TGC?
Let's do RCDC.
Ask TGC. Okay. Give me one tick.
Sorry, I would have loaded up, but I can't actually do it. It's been a
Sorry,
long old day.
I have to scroll so much because it's.
No, the chat's fucking
Here we
popping
go.
up again.
Here we go. It's popping up.
It's also morning time in Australia. So, also, how are you going jet lag wise? By the way, mate, because I'm still over. We've been here for 48 hours, and I'm fucking all over the place. If I'm honest.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a bit. How you going, Trent? Are you sleeping?
I'm on San Francisco time.
Trent's on
Yeah,
San
but that's
Fran
because
time.
you're always on a VPN.
Oh yeah,
I
what?
don't need
Yeah.
people to know what I'm looking up.
What was the VPN you were on before?
Portland.
That was Oregon.
Portland.
It was
Yeah,
Oregon.
yeah.
You're on Trent's on
So-
Trent's
someone's
on Oregon.
Someone's
time.
trying to sign into hello@greatcricketer.com from Portland, Oregon. I was like, who's this? Oh, you want to... Yeah. And that's Trent.
Secrets are being divulged here, apparently. Yeah.
Okay, so...
You have an RT to see, Pezza.
Well, Muzz says, Marge is Lisa at Camp Grenada.
That's why he's the chairman.
That's why it's a chair.
That's why you're the chairman, Muzz.
Okay, roll the clip. Charlie says, nose beers with a knight of the realm. Well, no. I mean, Jimmy wasn't doing that. We had a nice night.
It was
tonight.
discussed which of his teammates were
Exactly.
engaged in that
But
behaviour.
it wasn't discussed in terms of...
Well, he's gotta play
personal
tomorrow.
consumption. He's willing to play for
Yeah.
Dolphins. Me Think It Looming says I'd go get a fish burger with Sammy K. So it's a bit of love for Constance.
And the Greek community.
Yeah, exactly. Don't Chop the Dinosaur Daddy says... I mean, what's that? That's just
I don't get it.
That's just a fucking
I don't
ad.
get it.
It's just
But
an
this-
ad. It's just an Australian ad from 2019. Don't chop the dinosaur, Daddy.
It's like comments.
Wait until
comments
both
every
teams bat on it, and then say that you knew it was clearly the wrong/right decision when the captain made it at the toss.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what punditry is.
Yeah, that's cricket.
That's what punditry is.
That's cricket.
So right now, for me, I think it's 300 too many for Australia.
yeah. I think innings result looming.
Okay, watches people spot planes says, if Australia are bowled out for shit and it's in a time zone no one can see it in, is it really a crisis?
See, 286 is not shit.
Yeah.
286
Well, it is.
286 is a pretty good score.
When Shubman is strumming 269, then you know.
Okay, gun to your head right now. First question: how did you get in this scenario? but do the West Indies make 250?
250. Mate, 250. I'm fucking calling up Argus. Legit. If they're not fucking skittled for 136, I'm out of here.
This is why we're the best. We're so eternally fucking unimpressed.
Mate,
we're so unimpressed.
There is no world these fucking coats get. Oh, mate, this is bad. We got to get off this.
I know. We got to get off the arrogant train.
We got to get off this
We got to get
camera.
off the arrogant train.
Anyway, Pleasure Dome Decree says
Trent's in Oregon.
slug absolute safety. Ben Cumducket says, didn't I watch this episode last week? So yeah, 100 more, but no good. 2001 Puma Millichamp says, will we ever bat out a day again? We'll never bat a day.
That's true. When was the last time we batted a day?
It's just what I want to say. It's just like, can the boys be given... I am worried about... Like, every batter needs a flat deck for a while so they can feel the rhythm of just hitting the ball off the middle of the bat.
Yeah.
You know, but all our blokes just seem to go from, like, shit tip to shit tip to shit tip. Then they get old, and you go, well, it's because you're old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, can we just play on some flatties and see who's good?
Yeah.
Maybe Brisbane warehouse cricket.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like the West
Can
Indies...
we have a
warehouse cricket, yeah.
Can we play warehouse? Can we play some AstroTurf stuff
Even
for
if
a
it's second or
bit?
third grade.
Darwin, yeah, just play twos, threes, Marnus.
Yeah.
I worry because your technique just gets like wary.
Yeah.
All the
No,
time. You start
I
pushing
agree.
and
Guys need to hit balls. I
Getting-
agree.
yeah.
I agree.
let's just have some fucking centre wickets or something. Okay, don't chop the dinosaur daddy again, says Greg Inglis out of the team. A bad sign for Queensland Origin.
Okay.
And someone wrote, G think it shit tip.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I think tomorrow's going to be fun for us.
Yeah.
You know, especially being here when England try and figure out what's happening in their game. I don't know. It's going to be two good games going at the same time. I want people in the comments to give Trent some love, who has already put together one daily video. He's also been filming our live show, and he's also recording this and producing this right now. So
He's
shout out to
drinking.
Trent.
He's drinking while he's doing it.
Yeah, on the job. So today's his last day. So
Exactly.
so say thanks to Trent for his service to TGC. No, please in the comments shout out Trent, bit of love. Pezzo, well done.
And
a
to
good,
you.
a good,
Yeah.
a good
I disagree, but cheers.
And shout out to Muzz, who's
Yes, of
keeping
course,
these
the
pigs
chairman.
in line, especially on Patreon. Thank you for joining us here on TDC. We'll be in a much better frame of mind, or even worse tomorrow, I'm going to guess. But thank you to those who are watching this who's been to our Birmingham live show. That was great fun tonight. It was really good
And
fun.
if you've really enjoyed this show and you've got a lot of money, then please consider sponsoring us.
and I mean a lot of money. See you tomorrow.